Okay, it's background noise. So usually when they make that noise, it takes them there. They have like a cat tunnel and they throw it on their food and they can't get it off. Um, so this is off-world civilizations and elephant world channeling. I can't think what they're doing now. I'll be back. Jeez. The other thing I also do. There you go. Kids. Okay. Yeah, the background noise is very. No, it's I can't concentrate. Okay. All right. So off-world civilizations. Obviously, you can't see it in our reality, or they're somewhere. Maybe they are in the third dimension. Oh, cats, please. Jeez, I can't win with these guys. Man, I don't know what's going on with you. Why? There's nothing there to. What did you do? Stop messing with stuff. Co-host. And my co-host here is the perpetrator. Try to keep her here. No. Should probably go back over and start messing around. All right, so we go to off-world civilization energies. We'll just leave that open. So many different, whatever. You can't prove it anyway. I imagine there is versions of it out there for sure. So we just can't prove it on a physical level. So, of course, all those different conspiracy theories with it. Jeez, I can't win over there. I also have to throw that thing away. She keeps messing with it. Yeah, it's a cat tunnel, but I don't know if they did something. She did something in it. Anyway, I didn't see anything inside of it. And also elephant worlds civilizations, connections to Africa, but also just given the elephant realm, their society, their point of view. They are a heavy energy, obviously. My grandmother used to care to collect elephants, so of course she's also a pain in the ass, the same thing. So yeah, they have like a temper and everything. So, but she remembers her life somewhere in a more happier place. The off-world civilizations, of course, you have all these different conspiracy theories of it. NASA might know, or a version of the shadow government might know at some level. And this is why we can, connect to it. We can't tap into it. Basically, off-world civilizations being from our version of Earth, you can say. So just putting that out there, just something to tap into, something different, kind of done everything, beat it all to death, kind of running at subject matters. But either way, doing this until my retirement. Planetary private sessions. Scheduler. Shop here. So, yeah, just eventually I'll go into my professional as I used to do. That's slowly dying. Yeah, I've been doing this for almost 9 years. It's March 15th. So, yeah, I'm probably retiring this eventually. So, anyway, all right. All right, go to off-world civilizations and elephant worlds. Oh, she's playing around at least. Okay, all right, blessings here. Greetings. Consciousness of off-world realities. Basically, it's connected to your human existence. Of course, there are other versions of Earth where some of you have vague memories of. It's like a parallel Earth, and it can. Some of them are reptilian realities. Of course, if it's a reptilian reality, chances are that's where. Sometimes that's where a soul is getting their information from. Like they're an agent of that place. Not always. Sometimes they're just part of that reality. Others are actually agents of those realms, and they go to their bosses and get whatever information they have to come to this one. And those reptilian worlds are still, you say, hurting. They haven't quite healed their controlling side yet. And of course, this world is going to continue on as long as it can to. There's a lot of healing due to soul growth, but also galactic civil. Basically, another way of looking at this world is when this this solar system has run its course. Yes, it can basically just vanish or go into a black hole or wherever it might be when it's done. Doesn't mean that the universe itself will close down. Universe can move into other realms, other universes merge. But right now, at least this sector of the universe is necessary. It's like the Bronx, like Bronx, New York. I guess it's heavier than that, but it's a lot of diversity, as you can see, and specific themes of what the soul needs to go through to get to where it needs to go. Just basically, it's like a self-reflection reality. And going into off-world civilizations, like you've done with this one, you kick yourself off and go to somewhere else. Sometimes a vacation world, it can still be a world where you're working, but you're doing something more that you want instead of this planet where many of you are doing what you don't want. But that is just to tie you into this reality to, walk you into, like kind of like stretch your like see what you got. It's a challenge. To see what's within you, to see how you go about it. Yes, it's also for sometimes you just need just a paycheck, but there's also more to it than that. Still a test energy that's connected. And also, there you as an observer is there. Sometimes it is to assist others, not always. Sometimes just being an observer, and sometimes it's there to get your attention, let you know about. That profession, like go deeper, like you might be healing a wound there from another lifetime, like the zetas and connected to what do you call it, to instruments, doctor instruments, things like opening people up, doing all kinds, pulling out implants, putting in implants, and so on. Myolab vibrations. So if you're connected to the medical industry, that's it's part of the abduction industry too. You could say. And you're healing it or tapping into those realms and so on. Or if you are working in medical industry, just put this for example, a lot of times you're just healing that frequency because it is kind of, if it doesn't have the best intentions, it definitely needs sometimes for a closing of it, so it can be more like you're there to close it down for more of a positive frequency to come in. To give you one aspect of that. But as for other civilizations, yes. There's always going to be that type of, not necessarily memory, but there is always something to tap into. It can be Garcian realities where there's dragons, but also just like you're on a version of Mars And if it's like full of negativity and slaves and all that, obviously it's part of you that has not quite either healed it, or part of you is just still exploring it. A lot of times they're just healing it. Sometimes they, with a Martian connection, it's just it's too much to let go. It's like it's sometimes too exciting. But then there are traumas connected to it also. Like it could have been a Martian that didn't get to have the Earth experience, and now you're having the Earth experience when you're going back to the Martian incarnation just to heal it. Of course, you have the Venus beings that are here. That sometimes they have they can be too confident. Like Martians can be too aggressive, and then you have your Venus beings that are just too confident, but then they have their own flaws and even their own destructive ways, because it's like a parent that's just kind of trying to get their kid in little league, and the kid might not always be ready for that. So it's basically bringing a balance. And also Jupiter frequencies, a lot of those beings just think they know everything, and knowledge is not everything. And that's why this world is here to open up the heart. So many are connected to the mind and just continue with that. And then some of the elites have some of that knowledge, basically the heart and mind. But basically, a lot of the elites have, I can say, basic knowledge that humanity forgotten, but it is advanced information. Like they just do the simplest things, and they can manifest a great deal. Most of society is not here for that, but it's like they have the keys to reality, and most people don't. They have other keys to other realities, and a lot of those challenges. But all four civilizations are connected. If it comes through, sometimes you're connected to a parallel Earth that you're going to go to, or one that you're healing, or other, there's some kind of connection through your family members, and so on. It goes on and on. And for others, they just like those, they just need to be somewhere else, but eventually get kicked back here. It's good to be more aware of where you are. Maybe just want to jump into a fantasy world and stay there. Well, then you can also create another incarnation here, because the idea is basically to know your home, your reality, so you don't have to come back. But it's always up to you. There's no right or wrong to do anything. Green Sea with the Elephant Collective. Our society, can be sometimes complacent, too complacent, but we're not exactly looking like a warrior race, as you can see our frequencies, but we do carry around a great deal. So we do connect to the human hearts, but we don't always know how to, live simple. Because of course on your world it looks like we live a simple life, but we actually are carrying a lot from other incarnations. And the idea is to, you can say, get skinny, because you don't see many skinny elephants. They do exist, but not on your world. It's just the heaviness has to do with karma, also grounding here on this reality. Is basically, if you come in with that much depth energy, that much elephant frequency, you're coming in with a lot. And the idea, it's good to get skinny eventually. It's not obvious, you call it like it's not really about a weight situation. It's basically about just simplifying your frequency. Let's put it that way. It's sometimes easier for light to travel, but of course, it all depends on what you want. But when you're an elephant being, it's like you're carrying around, a solar system. And they are slow, so they're going through their vibrations very slow. Sometimes actually quickly within their self, but that doesn't mean they're releasing anything. And it can carry a lot of traumas and turmoils and all of that. As you can see, it's a heavy frequency. But also the elephants in your world are we know how other civilizations are. That's why we are here. Grounding frequency also just bring our knowledge here of just this world is necessary, because we can't get ourselves together either. None of these animals can. That's why they're here, to learn from the human experience. So we're here in an animal form, but of course we incarnate here in a physical form. Not all animals do that, but quite a few of them do. Like you have a parallel incarnation as an elephant being, a cat being here currently. Is it that important to connect to? Not necessarily. And yes, there's how many cougar people are here? There's a lot of them. The cougar energies, I know jumping around with that, but the cougar is just usually out for prey. But now when you're human, you're out for prey for family members draining their frequencies and so on. Not always, but there's some are calming that down, and you can actually change your kind of frequency you are, obviously. Like you come in as a cougar being, we can leave as like a kitten. That's not a bad thing. That's actually just reset, bring more of a playful frequency. Because you'd be surprised how many cougar beings are maybe too serious. They don't look very comical, do they? Just put that out there. As for elephant beings, are known to be homely, family connected, but also they can carry also the karma of their family line. And once again, it's one of the the heavy frequencies that are carrying. So basically, the incarnations of the elephants here is just civilization energies they have within them. And you can say you're experiencing, like they're bringing the problems of other societies here to sort it out. Like you have elephant worlds invaded by reptilians, feline beings, and so on. And so they come here to kind of sort it out. So, and sometimes with animals that extinct, I mean, their time's done. They don't. It's just like they don't need this experience anymore. And elephants are near extinction, depending on the elephants and everything, along with the lions. So, and if they're not extinct, doesn't mean the problems are over. But you might have a pink elephant here, a purple elephant. Of course, you're not at that frequency just yet, but it can happen here, even the physical. So we're just putting that out there. So just basically, you're just unlocking different realms. And the elephant energies, not that the elephants are victims being invaded. We invade other worlds also. We bring our knowledge. We're very connected to the Hindu frequencies to a certain level. Once again, bringing more of a spiritual frequency, but it is a lot of heavy vibrations. It's like we're like walking libraries, you can say. Of course, you are too, but we just show it on the outside, you can say. And we also show we're impossible to move. And of course, you have many people that are carrying a lot. Big people here are carrying a lot of karma from other incarnations. Some are not ready to release it. Sometimes you're gathering the world's problems into your own frequency. It's like, look how big I've gotten. And is the world ever going to notice that? It's like, but sometimes there are individuals that have so much self-love issues, they just get bigger and bigger and never resolve it. But if you can resolve it, that's when you start getting scared. So, but it is part of your incarnation process to get bigger and smaller. For some, not all. Just to give you different perspectives of it. But as for the human incarnation here, it's just that it's going deeper into, it's like going to like the cavity of the soul, clear out the cavity, but also just what else do you find within yourself? You see it in astral, you see it in spirit, but here you experience it. And sometimes it's the ugly side of yourself, not always. Or you go through the insecurity side. It's like, in the higher dimensions, like, I have this little issue, insecurity issue. When am I ever going to deal with this? I might take 10,000 years to finally get around to it. And when you do it, it hurts. But once you go through it, the negative side of it, then you can find more of a peaceful frequency and move forward. So sometimes those insecurities, for example, or those vices or whatever it might be, can stop you from your growth. So you go through it to move forward. Those things.